The high-protein diet for slimming, who has never heard of it? So disdained and criticized by some doctors, dietitians and nutritionists, as propagated in the world of gyms by the various gurus in the industry. It is therefore appropriate to clarify. First of all, let's start by saying that the protein intake is a factor of absolute importance both from a health point of view and from a more focused one to sports performance and the achievement of a certain aesthetic and body composition. Let's take a brief introduction regarding the definition of a high-protein diet. In the scientific literature we find different definitions on the concept of a hyperprotic diet. Who defines a diet as high protein when the proteins cover at least 35% of the total caloric intake consumed, who instead labels a diet as high protein since it exceeds the established RDA of 0.8 gr per kilogram, who is based on respect range to the body weight or to the lean mass, who instead on the ideal weight sought. So we have different views. Some famous high-protein diets are Dukan diet, Planck diet, metabolic diet, body recomposition protocols. The method that we will take into consideration, the one commonly used, is based on gram per kilogram body weight, which provides reference ranges derived from different studies in the field and therefore with a fund of validity and logic greater than Grosseline. It would be even more sensible to calculate the protein intake for each subject compared to the lean mass and not to the total body weight. At a physiological level, proteins are decomposed into amino acids, which interact primarily with lean mass to consolidate their plastic, energy and structural functions. Why then do we usually take into account total body weight? Simply because most people do not really know their own amount of lean mass, obtainable, with a margin of error sometimes also not indifferent, through various measurement techniques of body composition, plyometria, BIA, DEXA etc. Given that for people with fat percent we say acceptable, then not more than the 19 to 20% threshold for men and 29 to 30% for women, the difference between total body weight and lean mass is not so incredibly high. A few grams extra protein will not give rise to substantial differences from a practical point of view. Being the body weight easily detectable by anyone, even on a daily basis, for practicality it is used as a reference, this last rather than the LBM, lean mass. For those who are overweight, with high BF percent, 19 to 20% up for men and 29 to 30% up for women, it is more logical to consider lean mass rather than weight total body. This is because excess body fat will almost shield the muscle catabolism, and once entered into a hypocaloric regime, these subjects will tend to be much more likely to keep their muscle mass intact, having hopefully a good amount if they are trained subjects, and therefore the protein requirement will be lower, since weight loss will be almost exclusively dependent on water and fat, this only in the early stages of weight loss. Sedentary, which do not have any kind of body composition level, the recommended value is minimum 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. Who perform physical activities like running or similar, or who are very active during the day, or who want to try to lose body fat, preserving the lean mass at best, the recommended range is 1.2 to 1.5 gr per kilogram of body weight. Who perform activities against resistance and whose goal is to increase their lean mass, the recommended range is 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. Who perform activities against resistance and who want to try to lose body fat, preserving the lean mass at best, the recommended range is 2.3 to 3 grams per kilogram of body weight. At the dawn of the project it was hypothesized that endurance athletes, having a more pronounced muscle catabolism, needed more protein than resistance ones. This theory has been denied over the years.